outcome. Great. So our 4-week PM Sprint program is geared toward product managers. It is a practical guide for discovery and strategy. It is 4 weeks long, as I mentioned at the beginning, and it is live and cohort based. So you'll be learning alongside other folks who are looking to learn more about product management. We estimate about 3 to 5 hours per week in terms of time commitment. There are live sessions with industry product leaders throughout. And you'll be going through the product strategy, discovery, ideation, and documentation phases. You'll get industry mentor feedback on your work. And at the end, you'll get a published PM portfolio and a product management certificate. So yeah, that's one of our programs. It's typically geared towards folks who are, just starting out, looking to get their feet wet, learning more about product management, and really want to focus on the ideation part of the process. And after that, some of the folks who go through the 4-week sprint program continue on to the 8-week bootcamp program that we offer. We also have folks who have a background in product management who want to jump right into the bootcamp, so that's an option as well. And that program is more geared to the execution and delivery phases of product management. And in this program, you'll get the chance to work with a cross-functional team. So you'd be the product manager working with engineers and designers. If you're a developer or a designer, of course, you'd be working with the other disciplines. So it's that cross-disciplinary team experience that a lot of people look for. The goal is to align with your team on a product vision, and then, of course, go through the product development lifecycle to build out a functional MVP. Throughout, you'll get dedicated mentorship from industry experts. Some of them are with us here today on this call. And at the end, you'll have a published product portfolio. So now we'll get into the presentations. As a team or as a Sprint participant presents, we'll be dropping a link for their published portfolio in the chat. So that way you can take a look and see what those look like as well. And of course, the hard work that they put into it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And our first presenter, just have to look at my list here, is Brian with Book Talk. And I will spotlight you. And I will let you go ahead and screen share.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? All right, nice. All right, let me get my PowerPoint up then. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just get settled here. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Thanks for having me as well. My name is Brian. I am a product manager with COLAB17 track. Just finished the 4-week program, where I was working on Book Talk, a game-like app that helps individuals achieve their reading goals through tailoring one's book interests and community engagement. And throughout this presentation, I'll be going through the problem space that I'll be working with, the solution that I developed, my learnings with CoLab, and the next steps of where I will be taking this from now on. So to start off, the problem. This is something that I looked into for myself because I had trouble reading books, or I had trouble finishing the books that I had. I'm more of a book collector than a book reader, it turns out. So I have like a stack of books as furniture. So I thought about, there has to be other people like me, and that is true. The problem at hand is that reading habits in the United States have declined, with half of US adults not reading a full book in over a year. And curiously enough, the amount of people who read books has remained steady, but they are reading fewer books. So many people are struggling to continue and finish the books they start reading, despite the fact that they may have goals to read X amount of books within a few months or in a few years, and they may even use tracking tools to keep track of their books, such as Goodreads or just a generic habit tracking tool or apps in general. So I want to dive deeper into this problem space to understand what are the exact pain points of why people aren't reading as much as they would like to. So I did a survey of 10 people, as well as 15 in-depth interviews, where I was asking people questions related to their book habits. Most participants are unhappy with their consistency of book reading, with all of them saying that they want to make more progress with their books. 6 out of 10 people said that they have a negative feeling associated with not finishing a book. 6 out of 10, though, did say that they had a positive opinion of book clubs. 7 out of 10 said it would be nice to have someone to talk to with similar book interests. And 7 out of 10 said if the book is interesting, they finish it quickly. So those 4 key highlights was something that I kept in mind for my solution, which you will see later on. But the 2 main pain points that I found out was that people were firstly not discovering the kind of books that they want to read. And 2, they are having difficulties keeping themselves accountable to finish the books that they are reading. So that leads into my problem statement. How might we motivate aspiring book readers to start a consistent streak of reading? So based off those pain points and all of my insights from the user research, I developed BookTalk, which is a mobile app that is using gamification. Gamification has been shown to be effective in driving user behavior and can be done so in a way to achieve meaningful goals, such as learning a language. And I'm obviously taking notes from Duolingo, as well as Animal Crossing, in terms of its functionality and its wholesomeness, really, in general. So the idea of BookTalk is that users can enter their book reading preferences and interests when they first sign up and they create their profile. And they can keep track of the books they are reading by growing their book garden. So whenever they're starting a book, they plant like a little plant in their garden. And as they progress in the book, they will grow that plant. And eventually, when they finish it, you'll have a garden that showcases like, I finished this book. And this helps discover more relevant and engaging books based off the profile of their preferences and their interests. And they can discover other users with similar reading interests and habits as well. Earlier, if you recall, one of the pain points or one of the insights that I discovered was the fact that people are open to social reading and can keep each other accountable if they have other people that they can talk to about the same books that they're reading. So I want to allow users to pair with each other to be book buddies or form a book garden, a book club. And this can help each other keep themselves accountable to reaching their book reading goals and discover what other people are reading as well. So throughout the 4 weeks, I learned 3 key things, one of which is the importance of defining the problem space and not jumping too soon into the solution space, using user research to further refine and focus on my problem statement, my pain points, and the jobs to be done, and being able to communicate my product idea and background in both written and verbal form. So next steps for myself is to continue learning. I hope to proceed with the 8-week product management track with COLAB to work with a cross-functional team to realize a MVP prototype with BookTalk. I hope to work with designers and a couple of developers and eventually really make this happen. I'd love to make this into a MVP prototype and showcase this off. And who knows from there, but really grateful for the chance to be here with you all. And if you have any questions or any feedback, please let me know. And with that, I'll.
Awesome. That was great. We'll open it up for questions from our mentors.
Hey, Brian. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Kayuri. I'm a mentor here with COLAB. I just want to say very good job, very well done. It was very thorough and at the same time quite concise, quite a concise presentation. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Question. When you were doing your user research, what was the demography you were particularly focusing on? By that, what I mean is, was it primarily adults who want to improve their own reading habits, or did you consider any other demography?
This was mostly geared towards a call to action that I made on my LinkedIn, where it was skewed a little bit towards working professionals of like the 20 to 30 demographic age who are working a job as well as juggling other responsibilities as well, similar to myself. But my findings, I think, can be translated into other demographics as well. This BookTalk can be thought as like a learning app. So this could be translated into early childhood education as well, or any other types of, it doesn't have to be books. It could be other things that people want to learn. So there are a lot of different ways that this can be branched off into, but for now, I'm just going to stick with the scope of just book reading for professionals who are just too busy with their lives to read books.
Very good point. And I'm glad to know that you did consider that aspect because that's what came to my mind at first when I saw your presentation. So thank you so much. Very well done.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you again. Great job. We'll move along to Temi Tayo, and I will unspotlight the folks who are. And Temi Tayo, you can go ahead.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay. All right.
Yes.
My name is Demetria, product manager at COLAB SPRINT20. And today I'll be introducing to you Artisan Connect, a air matching app. Now, have you ever gotten a job and you had to relocate? Or have you ever gotten married and you had to settle in another location? Or you're not currently satisfied with your current hairstylist? So how can I make the process of locating the right hairstylist with the appropriate skills within your immediate environment easier and seamless in order for you to be able to derive satisfaction from this hairstylist? Now, let's just dive into the problem space. Now, 67%, during the course of my research, I found out that 67% of people ask for recommendations from friends and family when searching for a new hairstylist or salon. And 93% of consumers read online reviews before making a purchase or booking a service at all. And another thing again is 42% of people discovered new brands or product on Facebook or Instagram, and 61% of clients prefer to visit the salon, while they prefer to visit the salon because they said they prefer that the atmosphere, they need to see the atmosphere before they can actually book a service or go ahead with whatever they want to do. So now let's just go into the solution space, which led me to creating a solution whereby there's this hair matching app that matches individual with hairstylists based on their hair needs, their preference, their location. Some people have coily hair, some people have other textures of hair that need attention. It's also designed to help individuals to locate hairstylists within their appropriate skill sets within your immediate environment. So you don't have to, like, when you're living where you stay currently and you're going to another location, you don't have to start thinking of, oh, who's going to make my hair, who's going to cut my hair, or who's good, all those things can actually cause you to worry. So this solution is just to ease the stress of the user by connecting both the users and the vendors together. And basically the platform is designed to cater for those who move from one state, country, neighborhood to the other, and people who are not satisfied with their hairstylist. They can always change. Instead of having to worry, just come on the app and check out hairstylists based on your preference, based on probably their years of experience, what they do, their expertise, and where they are. Now, my future steps. So what I'm looking at is doing more research on this problem space so that I can have more information on what features to build and what features not to build. And also, I also gained valuable lessons from COLAB, and I look forward to collaborating with teams of talented designers and engineers in the development of this solution. Now, my PM learning, I learned that it is actually paramount. It is actually paramount to concentrate on the problem space. You don't have to just jump into the solution. And another thing I recognize is that it is actually vital to communicate in a clear manner and in a concise manner. It is very, very important in product management. So that will be all for me. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Great job, Temi Tayo. I know I mentioned before that I'm definitely part of your market. I moved and I just have not cut my hair because I'm too scared. So I'm curious to see where you go next. Let's open it up for questions from our mentors.
Okay.
Well done, Temitayo. I really enjoy the concept and the problem you're trying to solve. And those areas are really the areas where there's a lot of room for disruption, right? Where maybe you don't have a lot of players, a lot of tools trying to solve that problem, at least from my perspective. But it's interesting to see you choosing that target My question is about how you plan on balancing. How do you plan on acquiring the audience to your product? Because it seems to be a two-sided type of product, right? You have individuals with a problem statement, and it sounds like there's very clear awareness for them of the problem that they have. But you also have the vendor on the other side, the hairstylist. So how do you plan, if you take this to market in the future, what are some early ideas from you on driving stylists to your product? What's the incentive?
Okay, thank you for the question. So what I realized so far is that hairstylists, they always want to make impact and want to give value. They want to give back value. They want to make your hair look so great, and you get to you get to give them a review. Oh, this person is so good. So how I intend on speaking with the hairstylists to convince them to be on this app is, number one, people, hairstylists want to, they have the skills of the hairstylist. They don't just want it to go to waste, and they need the market. They need the market. They need the people. They need the consumers to come on their side, and they need to make some kind of revenue. They don't just want to rent a shop or have a location and they're not making money or they're not making revenue from this. So I intend on using one of these points that I just mentioned in terms of generating revenue, in terms of adding value to other people, in terms of getting publicity, in terms of creating awareness to market this to them. So, and I believe hopefully I believe that they're going to be convinced enough to come along with me. So that's it. I don't know if that answers your question.
Awesome, thank you. I know it might be an early question for the stage of the project, okay, but I wanted to maybe get that type of thinking, get some early ideas out there. I like where you're going with it. There are some good comments on the chat about rewards and referrals. Maybe virality could be a good component too. But yeah, thank you for the answer.
Okay, thank you so much.
Awesome, great job. We'll move on to our next presenter, which is Paulo. Bear with me while I remove spotlights from everyone and add Paulo. All right, Hello. You're good to go.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, okay. Sorry, I couldn't see the videos. Okay. So hello, everyone. My name is Paulo, and I'm here to present PolicyPal, a user-friendly browser extension designed to help users easily understand and navigate the terms of service and privacy policies of online platforms. And so today I will share with you the problem space I'm addressing, my proposed solutions, and the relevant learnings from the PM Sprint program. And so in today's digital age, data privacy has become a growing concern. The data brokerage industry generates billions of dollars annually, and yet studies have shown that a majority of users accept legal terms and conditions without actually reading them. And so I came up with the question of how might we protect users' personal information despite their lack of understanding of the legal jargon and the online terms and policies. And let me just give you a little bit of background. 2017 Deloitte study found that over 90% of users accept these agreements without reviewing them. This can lead to serious consequences for users' personal information and privacy. And so through my user research, I discovered a couple of key insights. I found that long documents, legal jargon, and lack of clarity were the main pain points users face when trying to understand the legal agreements and policies. My survey results also showed that users expressed a moderate to high level of concern about their online privacy, but most of them rarely or only sometimes read legal terms and policies before accepting them. Actually, most of my respondents said that they read less than 2 minutes reading the terms and conditions. Now, let's move on to my proposed solution, PolicyPal. PolicyPal is a web browser extension that aims to simplify complex legal jargon and provide clear explanations to help users understand what they are agreeing to when signing up for an online service. By providing users with clear key points and a privacy rating, we can build trust and confidence in the users while promoting informed consent to online agreements. So with PolicyPal, you can confidently protect your personal information and you can make informed decisions about your online privacy. And so looking ahead, my next steps for PolicyPal include eventually taking this forward into the COLAB 8-week program, as well further iterating on the user experience based on user feedback, expanding our reach to more online platforms, and maybe even consulting with legal experts to ensure the accuracy and relevancy of the key points. And now let me share some relevant learnings from the PM Sprint program. And I learned the importance of deeply understanding the problem space and narrowing it down to address users' actual needs. And as a product manager, it's important to dig deeper and uncover the real problem to provide the best solution. I also discovered the power of crafting the right story using research insights. By using the data we gathered, we can support and tell the story for our product and the job that needs to be done. This helps us create a compelling narrative that resonates with our users. And that'll be it. And thank you for your time. I'm open to any feedback or questions.
Wonderful. Great job. Definitely a lot of people in the comments or chat are saying, how much this problem resonates, and I completely agree. We'll open it up for questions from the mentors.
Hey, Paolo, this is Kiri here again. Very nice to meet you. Very well done on identifying a problem space that has such a large scale and so grave in terms of how many people it affects. Have you put any thought into exactly how this would work, or like how you would solve this problem, or are you waiting for the next steps?
Right. So just a little bit of ideas that have been thrown out with like other PM mentors that I talked to was with the rise of the AI industry that can be used, that can help in scanning the terms of service and privacy policies and let them generate the key points. But to make sure that it's actually generating the right content, make sure to also consult with legal experts to make sure that you're not giving false information to the users.
Yes, absolutely. Very well done. I might reach out to you after. I don't want to hold everybody up. I have some more questions, but we'll talk later. Well done.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you so much. So that wraps up our sprint presentations. Again, we can only select a few out of the amazing products that we saw in Sprint 20. So if you haven't yet, definitely go and take a look at the rest of the projects portfolios on our website. And now we'll move on to the COLAB presentations. And just a quick reminder that these folks have had 8 weeks working together on a cross-functional team. So there'll be 4 people on your screen instead of 1. And they've worked together to build an MVP throughout the last 8 weeks. And first we have Team LightScan. So just bear with me while I spotlight each of you. Awesome. You guys have your names all set up. That's perfect. I think I'm just missing one. Sorry, one second. Jumped away on me there. All right, you can go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Curtis Barber. I'm the product manager for LightScan. Today, I'm joined by my designer, Kevin, our developer, Pratik, and we've been guided through this program with the help of our pod mentor, Kahiri. So meet Chris. Chris is in his last year of his master's program. He's 30. He has a couple of pain points. So he works multiple jobs, so he has limited time. He hates reading through long form content, and he has some struggles retaining that content. Through our research, we found that about 75% of our users don't have a dedicated tool for optimization or analysis in their research process. We also found that they spend a good chunk of their time, about 36 hours per week, studying. And they also experience a phenomenon called research anxiety, where basically they experience feelings of duress or apprehension pre, post, and during their research process. Basically having a hard time or feeling that apprehension when having to read through multiple pages of long form source material, and then knowing if they're identifying the correct information or not. So here's our solution. It's LightScan, an AI-powered summarization tool with 3 key features. The first being summarization. If you look to the right, there's actually a real-time example of that. You can prompt LightScan to summarize the web article, and it'll do it in 10 seconds or less. You can also prompt the extension for more specific information, like key points to use for later, or to help grasp overall themes that oftentimes students have to use for like research papers. The second feature is the bookmark feature. So once LightScan generates that answer, you'll be able to save that prompted answer in a chronological thread to refer to later. And then lastly, the revise and copy function. So once LightScan generates that answer, you can then edit it, and then we can speed off, and then we can copy that answer and you can paste it into your favorite doc softwares, being Google Docs or Microsoft Word. This is great in the AI explosion because there's a lot of different companies coming out with like counter AI or AI detection. You also don't want to plagiarize any work. So overall, as a product manager, I had a great amount of learnings. The first one being how to be flexible and adjustable to team changes. I also learned how to respect and identify my teammates' working style. I also was able to utilize different prioritization methods, such as the ICE method, and I built a product backlog through Asana. And yeah, I just had a great time. I'm going to pass it over to Kevin.
Thank you, Curtis. Some of my key learnings throughout the 8 weeks were to really understand the platform in which I was designing for, and before starting the design process, and to follow up with that, to really, especially in the beginning, in the first week, with a lot of uncertainties, to start with the known constraints as a starting point, and as the weeks go by, as we get more clarity, the design process become a lot more smoother and a lot more explicit. With that being said, I'll pass it on to Pratik.
Thanks, Kevin. My key learnings as a developer in my team were like I learned prioritizing user feedback. So by actively listening to our users and incorporating that feedback into our roadmap, we have built a product that meets the expectations. I also learned effective time management and goal settings are essential. So breaking down projects into manageable tasks helped me stay organized and make steady progress over the 8 weeks. Lastly, I learned continuous learning is vital. So staying up to date with latest tech and industry trends allowed me to bring fresh ideas to our development process. Back to you, Curtis.
Thank you, guys. So the app or the extension is currently available in the Chrome App Store. In the future, we plan on monetizing the app using the freemium model, basically having the base of our features free and then some tentative future features. Lastly, Chris graduated using LightScan. Thank you.
That was great. Thank you so much, team. I will open it up to questions from our mentors.
Well done, team, with the project. I love the story, I love the progression, and I love the fact that you also wrapped it up with the persona you started with. So it helped me build more empathy for the problem. And I had this problem myself in my master's too, how much time I spent trying to summarize articles and things like that. My question is more about knowing that AI is such a hot topic and such a buzzword and so many players entering the market now, and it's more of a future consideration, but as you think about your persona and the solution you have, do you believe you have enough differentiation to thrive in solving that problem for that persona? So you talked about bookmarks, you talked about reviewing and editing. Do you believe that the feature set that your product currently has is enough differentiation? Or do you think that, you know, there's just some work to be done so that your product can be the #1 solution for that target market?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think the differentiation comes in who you target as the market for your app, because really AI is there's really nothing new under the sun. There's only so much you can iterate on that fact. But with our current features, I feel like because it's targeted towards students, that puts us ahead of just the general AI app.
Awesome. I love the thinking, and I love the fact you're thinking about segmentation. Maybe even further segmentation could even help you, you know, identify a very clear user that you can start small and own the market and then grow from there. But yeah, well done, and congrats to everybody.
Thanks, Diego. I was just going to say, like, one of the our considerations when we were initially doing research, because pretty much anybody can use LightScan to kind of summarize and get the key points of whatever they're looking for. So, but just for the time constraints, we had to kind of narrow down on our user base. But eventually, I would like to expand. People could use these for like user documents or legal documents, different things of that nature too. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
I just want to quickly add a point that this team worked really, really well together. We lost one of our engineers halfway through, but there was nothing but pivoting and, you know, just finding solutions instead of dwelling on the challenges. So I think a big kudos to all three of you. And they plan to continue to work together as a team for the future, building some more solutions after COLAB. So very proud of you.
Thank you, guys.
And the link to their extension is in the chat. Download it and try.
Awesome. Great to hear such wonderful words of encouragement from the mentor, and amazing job, team. We'll move on to the next team, which is Team Park In. Sorry, bear with me while I spotlight everybody. If anyone wants to make an extension for Zoom to really easily spotlight folks, I'm sure that would be a great one for me. I'll start my own COLAB team for that. All right. There we go. You can get started.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the presentation of Parkin, a mobile web app built by Ishmael, our front-end engineer, myself, Mohammed, our product manager, Sanaa, our product designer, and Zadok, our back-end engineer. Now, close your eyes and imagine, close them. You are driving around the city and you are looking to do what people in cities like to do. Drink bottomless mimosas at brunch, claim your spot online for the latest Supreme drop, or meet up with friends for dinner at a Food Network featured Michelin-starred network restaurant. But before you can enjoy any of these activities, you have to find parking. What feelings are coming up for you? Please share them in the chat while we proceed. Well, our user persona, in a rush, is frustrated. Like her, 77% of participants of our survey of city drivers are frustrated as well. They need help finding parking quickly because finding a spot can take anywhere from 5 minutes upwards to 49 minutes. And guess what? This means missing out on those bottomless mimosas, which is only a pathway from moments of connection between friends. With it in mind, we dreamed up Parkin, explained by Sanaa.
So our mobile app will enable users, like in a defined parking near their current location, utilizing parking meters. The app will automatically register her location via GPS and display available parking meters near her location. Inna will then select a meter that is closest to her location and press the start button to initiate navigation and then park. Now I'm going to go ahead and send it over to our front end, Ismail.
Our parking our parking PW React application is can give you the parking spots available in your location. So when you open the map, you can get your location. You zoom out, you see parking meters near you. You can click to get information about the parking spot, choose a parking spot and click start to get direction to the parking spots. So the map will render a route from the user location to the destination. We have destination and how much time to go there. When we click on stop button, the map will re-render and show the user location. And we can do the same. We can choose a different parking spots and it will draw a line to that parking spot.
Awesome. Thank you, Ishmael. So as for what we learned during the COLAB bootcamp, I learned that what it takes to build a product that solves a clear user problem from idea to MVP with a team, and how to influence through servant leadership using sprint planning and sprint management as a framework. Sanaa, you're up.
All right, so I have come to the understanding and the significance of teamwork and being in alignment in creating a high quality product. Additionally, I've realized the importance of effective communication, particularly during the designer development handoff process. Thanks. Over to you, Zadak.
Yes, from this program, I've learned the importance of putting myself in the shoes of potential users and customers when building a product. By doing so, I will gain a deep and profound understanding of their needs and wants, which can be used to create a product that truly resonates with them. So, Ishmael?
Yeah, for me, working in this part helped me understand how to work with a diverse team. I learned the collaboration and teamwork and the importance of communication through the whole process. And I learned how to adapt to changes that will occur during the development of the project.
All right, thank you. That's a wrap for us. We appreciate your time and your ears.
Great job. Thank you, team. I'm not a driver myself, but I definitely sympathize as a passenger and feel that pain in just wanting to find the spot. So really, really great problem space and amazing MVP. I'll open it up for questions. I do see a couple in the chat as well, so make sure to jump in there and answer those after. But any questions from our mentors?
Perfect. So well done, team. I was lined up here to ask you a question. I was also part of the team, so I was able to, and had the privilege to see you all building that app. And yeah, you did an incredible job from refining the problem to really narrowing on the solution. My question is more on the maybe engineering side and the viability side of things. So I love how you focused on a specific market to start. I think you encountered some challenges around the APIs. They're available in different cities having different systems and tooling, right? So I think you focus on the Bay Area, if I'm not mistaken, and the app works perfectly there. In the future, once you're doing a really good job there, once you have great feedback, once you're monetizing things, how Or maybe a better question would be, what would be the scalability challenges you would have? So would you be able to work with specific API vendors to amplify and make your app also usable in other cities? Or is that a problem that's unsolved? And in the future, you would still be focusing on the Bay Area and you would own that market because scaling beyond the Bay Area is difficult on the engineering side of things.
I will leave this to Zadok because he built the backend API.
Okay. All right. So at first, when we're developing the back end, we had problems with our data sets. So we just had to work with the San Francisco open data for now. But we also have other API alternatives which were kind of big, and we don't want to really go into that for now. But we believe that while we develop the product and we actually want to present it for use to the public, we will find a way to work with that.
And if I could add on, like we built this as a one-sided platform product, but we see it as a multi-sided platform product where user data also informs the availability of parking spots in general, be it parking meter spots or garage lots or on-street parking, and that would also create opportunity to scale the accuracy of the product.
That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like you can even solve that problem even in a better way by adding that other side of the network. That's incredible. Yeah, thank you so much, team. Really, really proud of the outcome.
Awesome. A quick question. What is next steps for this team?
We haven't discussed working together beyond COLAB. We did discuss what next steps for the product could be, and part of that was making a multi-sided platform, and primarily making it a multi-sided platform so we can get more data into the app, because we saw that public APIs were restrictive and they didn't have real-time data.
Very cool. Thank you. And I loved how you made the presentation interactive. So good job. Well done.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Great job, team. Thank you so much. And we will move on to our last presentation, Team Festa. I'll remove everyone's spotlights.
All right. It's not wanting to resume that. It's interesting. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Can you all see it?
Yes, and you can go ahead when you are.
All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Brandon. I am the product manager for Team Festa, Be With the Music. So today I have with me Lutunde. She is our front-end developer, and our back-end developer, Abby. Our product designer, Pacheng, was not able to join us today, but she will be with us in spirit. So have you ever come across a time where you wanted to attend an electronic dance music festival or concert, also known as EDM, and you just weren't able to find it? You had to go to friends, you had to go to social media, you just had to do a lot of searching in order to find that perfect concert or that perfect music festival that you've always wanted to attend to in North America. We've come up with Festa. Electronic dance music, or EDM, concert and music festival goers need a single destination to find all upcoming concerts and music festivals in North America, because 79% of users surveyed stated that they find concerts and music festivals through social media and are not able to quickly find events, sometimes taking multiple hours to research. Meet Melinda, a 20-year-old college student, finds EDM concerts and music festivals from friends and social media. She finds it hard to find music festivals based on her specific music taste. And with this, I'm going to go and pass it over to Latunde for a live product demo.
Okay, all right. I'll be sharing my screen. No. All right, so this is the base of the website, and then as a new user, you get to sign up. So we'll be using our user persona. Her name is Melinda Green, and our email address is mails@gmail.com, and then she has a password. And so when you sign up, you get navigated to a page where you can choose selected artists that you would like to follow, artists that you are interested in their music and you would like to attend their festivals. So assuming I'm interested in Bad Bunny, I'm interested in Duro. You can also search for artists if you choose. And then from there, you are navigated to is a location page where you can put in your zip code and then it fetches events for you based on your location. So, and afterwards you get navigated to the Discover page. And then these are the events that we recommended for her based on the artists that she selected. And then these are the events that are close to our location. And this is the address that she picked. So you can check more details about a particular event. You can start, we either have an event that is a concert or a festival, and then we have the date, we have the name and where the location, where the event will be holding. You can also choose if you're interested in the event, if you like to attend the event. You can also add the event to your calendar, and then a ICS file will be downloaded for you that you can add to your calendar. You can also, this is the price of the tickets that is available. And then we also send notifications when new tickets are available. And then peradventure you marked an event as interested, we send you a notification asking if you are still interested in that event and if you add an event to favorites. So I come here, I so much love Coachella and I would like to attend. So I add it to my favorites and okay, I want to attend the 2 Coachellas, I add it to my favorite. And then when I go to my profile page, I can see the events that I added to my favorite. I can see the events that I said I wanted to attend, and I can also see the artists that I'm following when I signed up. So that would be all.
Awesome. Amazing, Rotunde. Let me go ahead and pull this back up. There we go. All right, so we're going to talk about some of our key learnings. Starting off with myself, some of my biggest key learnings I took away is the importance of asking the right question, not just a question. That was very important when we were doing our research, when Pacheng and I were really kind of digging deep down into asking users. Cross-functional communication, you know, we have team members all around the world. Pacheng and I are located in North America, but then Abby and Latunde are based in Nigeria. So having that kind of cross-functional communication has been very important. Time management also goes with, you know, working all over the world and using other applications such as Asana and Figma have been very implemental for this. And working to resolve some roadblocks. We did have some kind of roadblocks on kind of how we wanted to kind of guide and really kind of dig down to really a select number of features on here. We did have a low number of features we wanted to import, but Diego was able to really kind of point us in the right direction to really hone in for our 8 weeks. And Pacheng was not able to be with us today, so I'll go ahead and pass it over to Latunde.
All right, so as a front-end developer, I learned how to better consume APIs. At least it's a fast stretch from what I used to be before. I also learned that it's best to speak up early whenever I'm having any blockers, and also learn how to communicate with the back-end developer regularly.
And we'll pass it to Abby.
Yeah, so being the backend engineer, so one of the things I learned is to understand the business logic of the design before implementing the API. So you have to understand how the logic of the business goes in the design before putting it into writing code, because if you start writing the code before understanding the business, you're actually kind of going to mess it up. So, and I also learned working closely with the front-end engineer to be able to communicate how the data I'm going to be passing through the front end is going to look like, so can be able to be in a both situation, good situation. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Latunde and Abby. And with all that, thank you all for watching. We really appreciate you for letting us share Festa with you. It is now live and it is active. We will now take some questions.
Great job, team. We'll open it up for questions from our mentors. There's a few questions and suggestions in this chat too, so make sure to take a look at those. Yeah, any questions from our mentors?
Hey, Brandon, well done. Well done to the whole team for a very detailed presentation. One point, can you please share the link so that everybody can download and start using this app? And I want to understand what next for this. Do you leave it here? Do you continue to work further? Where do you take Festa from here on?
Right now, we may just kind of leave it here as a team. We kind of are going to kind of get together and decide on kind of what we're going to do kind of moving forward on this. There is some monetization stuff we can do with this. There are some heavy hitters when it comes at that, such as like Ticketmaster. They kind of have a conglomerate on there. We're talking about like ticket sales and stuff like that. But right now, I think we're just going to kind of leave it as of right now. And as a team, kind of after this, kind of discuss what our next steps are.
Can I ask one more question? Actually, no, never mind. I'll message you. I'll message you on the side. Thank you, though. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, the question came back to me. If there was one thing you could change or do differently, what would that be? And anybody on the team can answer this, please.
Well, I think the data that we are using is kind of hard-coded data. So probably we get an API whereby we can fetch the data to our platform. So yeah, and also the engineering, some of the engineering code, you can actually optimize it to be more faster and okay, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of going off of that, that was one of our big roadblocks we had in the beginning. I mentioned Ticketmaster earlier. So we were going to use the Ticketmaster API for all the artists and all that stuff on there. But what we found out was that you had to have a business and you had to apply for and pay a fee in order to use that API with Ticketmaster. So that was a pretty big roadblock. And also, so the data set that we're actually using is a data set that we built.
Very well done. Latunde, do you want to add anything?
Okay, so I actually had like some drawbacks at the beginning, and it's really amazing how we're able to push this so fast. So probably one thing I would change would be getting started on the design work earlier, like converting the designs to actual code. It would be so that I don't have to like rush a lot and do some last minute touches. But yeah, I think that's one thing that I would change.
All right. Well done. Thank you for sharing your learning, everybody. Good job. Very well done.
One quick note I'll make, having had the privilege to work with the folks, I feel like the way that they narrowed down the problem statement was really incredible. That's such a wild space, right? You have so many possibilities. You're talking about what happens before the transaction, what happens after the transaction itself, the genres, the persona, and they were able really to double click. They went really deep. And they found that persona, and even the UX, the user experience, I think reflects that persona and makes it exciting. It makes me want to use the product. So well done.
Yeah, huge shout out to the entire team. You know, it was a huge effort on there, especially building like an entire website and everything from scratch, and the data set as well. And the mockups and all that were fantastic by Pachang as well. I want to make sure that she is very well represented here.
Awesome. Thank you, team. really amazing job. So wonderful to hear all of you speak, so highly of each other, and amazing feedback from our mentors as well. So I'm going to unspotlight all of you and do a quick wrap up for everybody. There we go. All right, now I can see everybody again. So I just want to say thank you and congratulations to every single one of our SPRINT20 participants in our COLAB17 teams. I know we couldn't have everyone present today, and you can definitely see everybody's recorded pitch presentations on our website on their portfolio page. So definitely do take a look at all of those. But I just want to say thank you all for putting in all of the hard work over the last 4 or 8 weeks, giving it your all. I know it's not always easy. There are definitely challenges and ups and downs, but I know that it has all been worth it for you, and you've grown so much, and I'm so excited to see where you all go next. I always say that demo day is my favorite, but it's also kind of a little bit sad as well, because we are kind of saying goodbye in a way. You'll still be part of our CoLab community, so definitely, continue to chat, continue to connect with each other. Definitely a lot of combos that we can see across some of the products from Sprint and CoLab as well too. So continue to chat with each other and continue to build in public so we can see what you're building, where you're going, and we can continue to support you, build you up as well. So thank you everyone for taking the time today. I know it's sometimes it's late for folks and sometimes it's the middle of the day. So I just want to thank you all for taking, this hour out of your day to spend it with us and celebrate everybody over the past two cohorts as well.
Yeah, just a quick couple comments. First of all, I would like all of us to take a picture. So if you're comfortable, could you turn on your camera so you can all smile and take a nice group picture? So let's do that. And I just wanted to say I'm incredibly proud of every single person who showed up today, who presented, the hard work that has gone in over the past 4 to 8 weeks. This is amazing. So let's get ready to smile and take a picture in 3, 2, 1. Hey, cool, awesome, yeah. Let's do that.
One more time. My camera was off.
All right, one more time. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yay, awesome. Again, it's great to see everyone. Thank you all so much. Again, similarly, demo day is also my favorite day. I've been smiling nonstop. I'm sure you can tell. I'm incredibly proud of everyone because my cheeks are also hurting from smiling. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. See most of you in the community. You all belong in tech. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Play Bad Buddy.